What's going on, collective? Hopefully, you all are doing extremely well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you guys so much for your likes, your shares, your subscribes as well. If you have not subscribed to my channel so far, hopefully you do by the end of the reading. This is a general reading, so only take what resonates. This is Divine Eye Mystic Tarot. Any sign can be of significance, all right? This could be a cusp. This could be a cross watcher for whatever sign, this reading resonates with. All right. Or whatever signs this reading resonates with. You could be a cross watcher for these signs. All right. This could be past, present, or future energies. Could be things that may have already transpired. This could be clarity or validation for others of you. This can also be things that you're manifesting when it comes to moving forward. All right. This could be things that could be currently going on as well. So if this is a message for you in part, meaning part of it may resonate with you, the other half may resonate with someone else. Bits and pieces of it may be clarity or validation for a lot of you. All right. The entire reading may not resonate with you, so take whatever part that does, whatever sounds like it fits, makes sense to you. Leave the rest for someone else who does. All right. There's so many other readings that may give you that comfort or those answers that you actually need when it comes to truth. All right. Gender is also fluid, so if I'm talking about a he, I could also be talking about a she. I've already pre-shuffled, so I'm gonna get a few cards. I'm gonna try to narrow it down to 2 overall energy so we can get out this thing. All right. Overall energy, show me what I need to see. It's a message for my collective. All right. Well, got that 2 I was looking for. But the 2 cards that came out, you got lied about loving you and give it some time. And this lied about loving you, it came out in reverse, but I'm not gonna take it that way because we're getting, always clarify to get the answer to that. But somebody, is wanting you to give it some time. I don't know what that's about because I feel like it's leaning towards the possibility of like somebody having some suppressed emotions or something like that, or they haven't had an awakening, like an emotional awakening. Like somebody could be dealing with, somebody manipulating their crown chakra, or they're in their ego, need to check themselves or they wreck themselves kind of thing. Because I feel like somebody, is on the fence of like whatever it is they need to have a breakthrough with. Like somebody could be close to a breakthrough. So whether it's a cycle that they're ending out or getting close to, or they're fresh out of a cycle and they still, looking for those places, that they need whatever direction they can go in and working out whatever kinks they need to do it. Because I feel like somebody, at one time may have, come off like they were nonchalant or something. I guess that's why I feel like, that lied about loving you um, came out in reverse. Like somebody may have felt like, in the past, maybe you felt like they didn't, they didn't. Maybe you said it before they did or something like that. Or maybe you feel like they said it just because you said it, something like that. But let's clarify and see what's going on with it. All right. Yeah, you got the 6 of Pentacles. So somebody's seeing you as somebody very generous, somebody very kind-hearted, like give somebody a shirt off your back kind of thing. But somebody sees you as somebody very giving, or they want to, give you this equal give and take, or they see you as somebody very giving. You got the Empress at the bottom of the deck with the 4 cups. So somebody feel like whatever it is that they missed out on, or whatever their actions, or their lack of emotion in something, or playing some type of games with your emotions or their emotions or something like that. Because I feel like somebody at one time maybe, had some way of doing things when they came to how they express themselves, or, or they feel like, you may reject their offer based on how they lack of expression. Like maybe they didn't know how to properly, in a healthy way, express, or in a clear, straightforward way. Like you may be one of them people that's just like, a cut and dry kind of response to something. Like, don't show me and then expect me to get the whole scope of something, just off of that. Like, tell me, you know what I'm saying, what I'm looking at. Tell me what, I'm picking up on, you know what I'm saying, so it can make sense. Like some people, like they said, you got actions that are needing to match your communication, like your language, and somebody may not have used their throat chakra at a time to express how they feel. They may have had, emotions that they normally probably would hold back with, or they, would let other people kind of chase them. Like this could be, somebody that like to chase, like somebody, what I'm saying, to pour into them. And you may have been one of them people like that. But I feel like now somebody is looking at how you may not have thought that they loved you at all, especially if you went through some things with them that was complicated or confusing, or just even at a stalemate, Empress. What's the 6 of Pentacles? Got the Temperance. So somebody want to, restore balance. Like they being patient now. Like somebody, is now having to wait, to balance things out, like find better solutions, to their problems. Or this is them, being patient about whatever it is that they feel like they need to put the work in, with. Because I feel like somebody at one time did not. I'm telling you, like somebody either had a pride issue, or they were in their ego or something, or they had some type of way about them that was just like somebody had a way about them that was like a pattern. And whatever result they normally get out of that may not have worked with you. Or whatever pattern you normally get, I don't know. Because I feel like somebody at one time, felt like another person really did give a damn. But it may have, like, over time, like, started to get to the point of looking like, it looks like somebody, gave you mixed signals or something like that. Like one minute you feel like this person, is into you, you know what I'm saying? Like you own one, they own something, you own to something with them, and then it may die down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you had them firecrackers sometimes, like you, be so, anxious to run off, after you light it, that you don't want to miss that opportunity to run off, and you end up being too close up on it, and it, it explode, it pop, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, then it don't even light. The fizzle will start, and then you run back and look, and it seems like it ain't doing nothing. But you kind of curious about and cautious about walking back up on it. It's like that. It's like something, like a flame was sparked. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I had this spark between you and this person, but then it may have died down after a while, and it may have been hard to get back to that, or hard to read a person, or they made it difficult for no reason because they were maybe getting into that pattern or going in that direction of doing people they normally do this way because they're afraid of their emotions getting involved. Like this could have been somebody that was like emotionally unavailable. What's the Six of Pentacles with the Temperance? Clarify the Six of Pentacles with the Temperance. What's the Six of Pentacles with the Temperance? You got the Star in reverse. And somebody was not following their intuition, or someone, allowed something to be, allowed someone that was not of quality. Like somebody, may have been, yeah, you got the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Like somebody was not very open, is what I'm hearing. Like somebody was not very open. Somebody was very closed off, but also, not. That's why that Temperance out here. Because somebody was not allowing, themselves, to see something clearly. And especially when it comes to them being guided, or them, someone was like a guide to another person, is what I'm getting. Somebody was a guide to another person, because you know what I'm getting? Like somebody told another person, probably a Star in reverse, that they, how somebody would tell another person, you act like you love that person or something, like you in love with that person. Like, man, it ain't that. It's this or this. Or like, why would you say, where you get that from? It's like that. Like that person may not have said, they didn't, may have lied to somebody about loving you. But it's coming off as like somebody, mentioned it. And this person, deflected, or they blew it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? They might love me, but I don't love them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that person did that because the person that said it or brought it up was trying to see if they really cared about you more than them. Like somebody possibly was dealing like with a Star in reverse, or they were dealing with somebody that was, insecure about how they saw themselves at that time, or how they saw themselves because of who they thought they were, or who, other people may have perceived them to be. You know what I'm saying? And you may be able to see through this person, man or woman. But I felt like somebody at one time, was like I ain't gonna say put in the hot seat, but they may have, been confronted, you know what I'm saying, about their feelings for you, and or your feelings for them, or you know what I'm saying, as a whole. And it's like somebody may have told somebody they didn't love you because of how they know that person may have felt if they told them the truth. Like the person that asked about them possibly loving you or you loving them, somebody dealing with somebody insecure, and it's like you just know, it's like, when somebody dealing with somebody that got past lovers, you know what I'm saying, or old friends, and it's like having even if you got a new friend, and a new group of people, or you got a new associate that come up in your circle, you know what I'm saying, and the people you normally be around see you bring that person around, now they like, damn, who is that? Who is your, and sometimes your friends, your associates have outside people they deal with that you may not know about, you know what I'm saying? It's a given. But I'm getting like, you being around some people that you done, being aware that they got outside friends, but it may be that one particular time you bring somebody around them and they just don't like that person from a distance, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, just in general, they don't like them. And they may not be fond of you having new people. Now, they may have new friends, you know, people they might introduce you to, but when they come to you, they kind of like, you know, are stingy with you. You know what I'm saying? But lover wise, this is like somebody that they may have been with somebody insecure, but if I tell you I still got love for somebody from my past, it may make you feel some type of way, like they still got opportunity to come back to me, or they still got an opportunity, got a chance with me. And that's a threat. That's competition. That's you know what I'm saying? That's something for somebody to be pressed about. And that's why I feel like somebody, you know, if they lied about loving you, if it was because of that. Like somebody loved you, I feel like the person that asked or was inquiring about it was somebody they were, you know, currently, you know what I'm saying, in face to face with, or was around, and they, you know what I'm saying, blew it off, or they said, you know, something that was untrue, you know, to stroke another person's ego, you know what I'm saying, or to make somebody insecure about, you know, recognition, or, you know, how people feel about them, especially if this person was doing things for them, you know, for the affection, you know, to have them around. So if they were to say and tell somebody the truth, yeah, that person probably would have had something against, you know, people from their past, because they feel that person still, or they know that person still got some feelings for somebody from their past. And that'll make a person, most of the time, go look them up. You know what I'm saying? They want to see on the surface, like, what it is that you, what compares and what don't, without saying anything to the other person. But with this Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, this is like some, you know, forward movement when it comes to passion. And then you got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So somebody could be releasing the need to control the outcome, like, you know, letting go of that stubborn, you know, mindset, that one track mind, you know, hold it back like they were. Maybe they had in the past, somebody was like, you know, kind of distant, or they played that game like that. Like somebody may have, you know, been all over you with 1 minute, and the next minute they may have, you know, tried to, I ain't gonna even say try. Somebody, like, you know, at different times, you know what I'm saying, they made it confusing. They made it complicated when it didn't have to be. But it was the fact that they may have been dealing with people from their past, that, or dealing with a family member, friend, or somebody that looked at, there was a star in reverse. Like, it's somebody that didn't know their own path, or they did not, you know, look at something from their point of view and go with it. Like following their gut feeling, listening to their intuition, listening to their guides, and things like that. And they may have been, you know, easily distracted, easily, you know what I'm saying, influenced to go in different directions, or, you know, how they respond to certain things when it comes to them taking action or making decisions, you know what I'm saying, and not following, you know, the things that they know is going, you know what I'm saying, being in their best interest and their happiness, and, you know, focusing on that. That's crazy. Like, I don't, because now they want to come in with all this passion, you know what I'm saying, all this determination. Yeah, and they may have came off like they was not, you know, the faithful type, you know what I'm saying, the faithful kind, or, you know, somebody that was trustworthy. You may have, you know, lost trust in this person, especially if they, you know, were once a faithful, trusting, loving, you know, dependable, reliable person. But I feel like in the past, or this person, you know, had issues that they were not over from past relationships, past friendships, you know, issues in the family, you know, with people, you know, that may have, you know, ran its course, and they took advantage of this person, or they had they ride with them, you know what I'm saying, back and forth. But like I always say, like, sometimes some of the most low down people and scandalous shit you'll deal with be in your own fucking family sometime, before you even get old enough to deal with it out in the real world, you know, with your peers and your elders. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you experience it with your own family members, cousins and shit like that, you know, aunts, uncles. whether it's back and forth or whether it's, bickering and, some issues between the adults in the family. And you're a child, so you see it growing up. Or it's between you and your cousins and stuff like that, in-laws, different things like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get through situations that prepare you for the real world just from dealing with the people in your own family. Just saying. What's this star in reverse about? Clarify the star in reverse. Clarify the star in reverse. Got Three of Pentacles that came out in reverse. Somebody could have had, issues, with their finances. You know what I'm saying? Like they may not have had, or somebody wasn't very giving. Or maybe they didn't have much. Got the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's like somebody wasn't willing to work with another person, when it came to them possibly like building something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was a player. Whether they got involved with people like that had people already in their life they was dealing with. They were, maybe they were dealing with people that, also was just like flings and hookups and stuff like that, like had multiple, you know what I'm saying, was promiscuous. And maybe they were too, Emperor in reverse. You got the Two of Swords and the Emperor in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So somebody, at one time, was at a stalemate, or they were dealing with somebody that possibly had somebody else, or they made you, they put you probably in a third party with somebody that was dealing with outside people, they self. Or somebody had somebody they were involved with that, basically they probably were putting more into a connection than another person, or they were with somebody because of the lack, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't have. Like somebody else may have made up for what somebody else didn't have. But it's like this person, was somebody that, had multiple options. Like they had, this player like PIMP kind of, you know what I'm saying, energy is what I'm getting. Like even mindset, because I feel like somebody at one time, like I said, didn't have to be committed to anybody, or, you know what I'm saying, give some type of one-on-one with somebody. Like they may not have wanted that, because it keeps them from having to be responsible for people's broken heart, you know what I'm saying, broken promises and emotions, you know what I'm saying, having, you know what I'm saying, to take accountability for their actions. So this person may have been somebody that just, had multiple options, but they may have been with them people based on what they could give them. Or somebody was with them like that. And you know, this Three of Pentacles in reverse, it is giving me like somebody that did not want to. Maybe they could have worked with you as a team, because you know it talks about collaboration. But I feel like somebody at one time did not have a clear mindset. You know what I'm saying? Of looking at everybody for their own uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like somebody may have had people scattered out, you know what I'm saying, or different distractions scattered out, you know, in their life where you know, this person needed to take from those situations, like Sylvia Brown said, take what you need, leave the rest behind. And I feel like somebody, you know, wasn't looking at that then. Like I feel like in the past, this person was just needing to hear everybody out and accept, you know, each part of how somebody uniqueness plays, you know, in their life. But like whatever somebody else is lacking, because I feel like somebody was lacking something with this Three of Pentacles in reverse. And it could have been the ability, you know, to work together as a team. So, I'm also getting like if somebody thought, you know, another person was gonna be like a sister wife or um, you know, in some type of poly situation, it's like somebody, you know, may have told another person, you know, that another person is not going to agree on that. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be doable. Like, that's not something that somebody's going to agree to or, you know, be into with this Three of Pentacles in reverse. Because somebody knows that, you know, whatever is hidden, you know what I'm saying? Whatever needs to be said or whatever it is that they have decided or got themselves involved in or whatever communication is going on, it's got somebody, you know, pressed. And it's like whoever they with is like saying things to kind of keep them from moving forward. Like what if you go that way and that person don't want you? What if you go that way and that person got somebody else? It's different shit because it's like somebody don't want another person to think for themselves. It's like they want to throw different scenarios out there. Um, Whoever this damn Libra is, and it don't have to be them, but it's about a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? But it feels as though like somebody was not wanting another person, you know, or knowing another person is not gonna go for, you know, playing fair. You know what I'm saying? And being open to looking at, you know, both, you know, sides or every side to a situation or everybody's uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? About, you know, how they apply themselves and, you know, if it's going to be something that moves and, you know what I'm saying, is in harmony. Because I feel like, you know, Three of Pentacles in the upright is like somebody, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I'm saying? And whether it's, you know, two people collaborating or whether it's you, you know, the Most High and the Holy Spirit, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like it's something that comes together and it works in harmony. And it's something that, you know, you do when you're making a focused effort, you know, to make something right. But I feel like, you know, at some point somebody was not playing their part. And it's like they may have, you know, held back from saying what needed to be said when they know, you know, whatever situation they was in or whatever communication was being had was about, you know, truth. And I feel like somebody didn't want to give somebody the truth because they were looking at how this person, you know, may have, you know what I'm saying, contributed to their lifestyle or they, you know, if it may have hit them in their pockets or something, you know, when they came to them telling this person the truth, like somebody may have not, you know, they may not give to them. Or they may have, you know, tried to hinder them in some way because they spoke some truth. So imagine somebody telling another person, yeah, I love them. Or, you know, I was in love with them. Or, yeah, you know, I did love them. Or I still love them. Like, did you love that person? Like, no. And it's like somebody saying that. And they down deep, they really did. But the person that they were saying no to, that they didn't love you, or that you said you didn't love somebody to, it's like it was for that person that they were saying it to. But either way, like, who want to be with somebody that, won't love them behind their back, but, will love them to their face? Like, what the fuck? Really? For real? So at this point, like I said, somebody was, with, what I'm saying, like holding back, what they felt, and not talking about or looking at how, whatever communication needed to be had, like something, needed to be said. And I feel like somebody, was indecisive about, when to say it, how to say it. So it's about somebody making a decision. And they could be making one now, but I feel like, this is at a time, where somebody was low vibrational. Like, there's an emperor now that wants to make a decision. Like, they could have, ascended now with the Eight of Pentacles. Like, somebody could have, did the work on themselves. They having a lot of nostalgia, Six of Cups. Yeah. Like, somebody having a lot of memories and looking back on, some of the things that's bringing, some memories up right now. Like, whatever it is they dealing with, or, whatever time that they have, it could be, causing, some memories to surface, with this person, or what about the situation or the connection or something like that. Because whatever it is that's on their mind is playing a part in, the choices they made, like the conversations they done had with outside people that may have, involved you, that's unbeknownst to you. Clarify, give it some time. Got the Magician and the Knight of Cups in reverse. In the upright, this is about somebody actually having, to come forward. Like, this could be somebody coming back from the past, what I'm saying, wanting to come back around. But in reverse, this is somebody that may, still have some things that, they need to work on. They may still have some things that they need to clear out of their energy, you know what I'm saying? And they need to make some changes and make some better choices about themselves, how they see themselves, how they move forward, because somebody can't, come towards you right now. They may have some things that they still dealing with, personally, when it comes to, their emotions and how to read that, how to express that. It's some things they need to, work on. You got the Hangman at the bottom of the deck in reverse with the Page of Cups. Yeah. Because I feel like there was things that, kept this person, bound to a lot of the behavior that they had, a lot of their decisions, a lot of their, outdated beliefs, and, just a passive, kind of and energy that they were in. Like, it's some things that they, were, and I haven't got the Devil yet, but I feel like this is something that this person, needed to change, period. Like, this is long overdue. So you're going to have to give something, give it some time. Especially if somebody, from the past is, if you're thinking about a person in the past, returning, or if it's this person in your energy and you find yourself, this person keep popping up in your thoughts, even if you ain't trying to, this person, is going through some things that it concerns you. And I feel like that's your ancestors, I would say haunting them, but it's giving them, a foundation, a place to start with, where they need to look at themselves and evaluate some of the decisions they made and how it affected, your connection with them. Like, if the shoe fit, wear it kind of thing. Like, how does it feel? Like, on the outside looking in, it's like that Christmas story, about Ebenezer Scrooge, where he kept falling asleep and being, having to revisit a lot of, moments in his past. Is giving that. So they could be, you could be manifesting, right now, or this person, is looking at, the manifestations that they may have had in the past. You know, they may have manifested somebody like you and they were not prepared for you when you came along. So that's why, you know, what you manifest now, it may not surface, you know, till 6 months from now, a year from now. But it's going to be enough time for you to forget about it. And normally that's how manifestations, you know, come in faster. When you forget about it, you know, make that decision, you know what I'm saying? You put that out there, you request it, you want it, and you know what I'm saying, and you receive it. Period. And you let it go. It's like you already got it. You already know for certain, like, I'm already expecting it. So you're not going to be surprised when you get it. But that's normally how we look at it. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to be shocked because you're not going to be prepared for when it comes. You just said that you wanted it. And it's even manifesting a person. You don't say where you want to meet them at, what you want them wearing, what you want them, you know, to a key, you know, phrase or, you know, what topic of conversation where they hit you with, you know, for you to know if they're your person. Like, you have to be specific when you manifesting, you know, something like that to that magnitude. Because otherwise, the person that you manifesting may come, but it may be in a way that you wasn't not expecting because you didn't include that. Most people don't. You know what I'm saying? And even if you do, you're not going to remember it right away. It may be like deja vu or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or it be like a surreal moment. Like, damn, it's like I've been, you know, this got to be, it feels like I know this person. It feel like, you know, this is, it feels, you know, like this is it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you almost, I know I have moments where sometimes I have to go back to what I wrote down. Because I'm like, damn. I had to write this down. I had to have wrote this down. I wrote this somewhere because this is like going in sequence, like play for, you know what I'm saying, play by play. So, but this person coming back around from the past, like this could be, you know, somebody new coming in, but I feel like it's a new version of somebody that's coming back around. But I feel like that's, you know, for some of you, it's a, you know, this new person coming in is somebody that you manifested or something you manifested about somebody. But I feel like I said, it's got some things, it's some things that this person is going to, you know, have to see and, you know, look at from a different perspective with this hangman in reverse. Because maybe in the past they wasn't. You know, they may have only seen something one way. And it may have been, you know, just because that's what they may have found it, you know, easier to handle something or deal with something that seems familiar or it feels familiar, but don't necessarily mean you know, that's what that is. Because it's like somebody feel like they stuck, you know, in a situation, like they feel like, you know, they at a point where they just hanging in the balance. Like just waiting there for something. And they could just, you know, be looking at how they, like somebody's just sitting, like, it's like when people pull up behind you and you know, don't realize the light done turn green and people start blowing, like, catch you off guard because you like, damn, then you all of a sudden, you know, get a little teed off because, you know, they did blow, but it startled you. It's like that. It's like somebody, you know, is stuck in limbo. You know what I'm saying? Like they may have, you know, be in a loop, like feeling like, you know what I'm saying, something is a repeating pattern. You know what I'm saying? But it's really the fact that this person have to let go of the things that they feel like they can control when they can't. Because somebody don't, you know what I'm saying, trust like some of the things that they make decisions, you know, regarding. And it could be, you know, that it failed or, you know, it didn't turn out so good, but that's okay. But this is not somebody you could tell that to because they take, you know, the fact that they got something wrong or the way they responded to it, they take it, differently. Like you might say, oh, just because you made a bad choice don't mean, it's the end of the world. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? For this person. Because this is somebody that may feel like, what's going on is against them rather than for them. Just saying. And you can't convince somebody sometimes, that, how people say it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? But it's time, it's time. And I feel like, whatever is going to come of you and this person when it comes to give it some time, whatever's going to come, it's like going to be something that, they can't control, but it's something that they'll have to see the process through. They're going to have to, just let it, go with the flow. And I feel like, that's something that they're not used to. They're not used to that. And most of the time, people are like, yeah, because that's somebody that just won't control. Could be. It could be. But, it's hard to tell somebody that, just have some patience. It'll work out, just give it some time. And that, they may be easier said than done. And somebody may feel like, that may be, like if somebody say, I think about it, and your child say, yeah, when you say you'll think about it, they usually mean no. It's like that. It's like somebody will take, somebody saying give them some time, give it some time. They'll take that as a yes or no answer. Like, is it gonna work or not work? I can give it some time, but is that meaning that it's going? Cause I'm tight. But yeah, that could usually mean in the mind of somebody like this is, if I give it some time, does that mean it's gonna be for sure? You know what I'm saying? Is that gonna be, what I'm saying, something solid? Is that gonna be, sealed in stone? You know what I'm saying? If I make that decision, like, is that a definite yes or a definite no? They give it some time. Like, you just have to wait and see. But that's hard to do for somebody that's used to having, something to do with the decision that's being made, and other than that, the process. But they just gonna have to, trust that this is a period of time that is like for their higher self, their higher good. Even if they want to come back from the past, it's like, and they trying to manifest you, it's like they gonna have to wait something out, in order for whatever that is for their higher good actually, aligns, for them to be able to do something or make a move. So it's like, when that time comes for them to, turn over a new leaf and start anew and think, from their higher self. At this point, this person is, was not doing that. Clarify this Knight of Wands in reverse. I mean the Knight of Cups. What's the Knight of Cups in reverse? By itself. What's the Knight of Cups in reverse? By itself. What's the Knight of Cups in reverse? By itself. Yeah, you got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Somebody arriving at the truth, though, about a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Because I feel like somebody, may have cared more about somebody, that was not very nurturing, was not very kind, was not very, loving, and this could have been somebody that at one time, was left out in the cold or looked over or played, what I'm saying, over more than one time. And I feel like they may have given their heart to a lot of the wrong people. They may have, given a lot of their effort and time and hard work and dedication to a lot of the wrong people until you came along. And they may have been dealing with people that had outside, involvements with other folks that they weren't mentioning. And it's like this person may have, been back and forth for like trying to get somebody, to decide on if they're gonna be with them or your person before you even came in the picture. That's for somebody. But I'm also getting like somebody, is not, and you know what I'm saying, like they losing some type of emotion, you know what I'm saying, for somebody that is not very nurturing at all. And it could be a baby mom, it could be, a mother figure, you know what I'm saying, that just was not very kind. Like they could have had somebody that was very strict, didn't really show, a lot of love and care, for them. And this may be something that this person wasn't used to. So you try to love on this person and they feel like you love bombing them or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is somebody that got some things that need to heal. And they need to face it in order to start healing from it and know that they worth it to be loved. Like I feel like somebody they love language or the way they see love may be, what they can get from the person, how that person, gives to them and how that person chases them, how they come after them, And this is somebody that, for some of you, or whoever this is like somebody that like to be, you got to show them, you know what I'm saying? And it could be a materialistic way by gift giving, you know what I'm saying? The more you give, the more they feel like you care about them, you love them. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's gifts, whether it's yourself, your time, all that. And this person may not be used to reciprocating that, because that's their love languages, And some people, it's not bad if you can get that reciprocation or somebody else is open to expressing their feelings and their emotions towards you, with their love language. And some people have more than one. But it's the fact that somebody may not have gotten that at a time in a connection that with people they felt like really loved them. And they really didn't. You know what I'm saying? And this person may have lied to somebody, like that about loving you. But it was the fact that, they didn't know how that was going to play out if they said they did to somebody that they may have, wanted that person, to keep doing what they were doing, being or getting what they were getting from this person by saying that they did, and saying they didn't about you in order, to keep, the peace or something like that, or to keep this person from being insecure or, changing up on them, you know what I'm saying, and not knowing if you really genuinely cared about them for real. You know what I'm saying? So this could have been somebody that said they love you back, but at the same time, it may not have been, safe for them to say it to somebody else that they were not sure about, it was straddling the fence with whoever this is anyway. And they may have left you out in the cold for a Queen of Pentacles in reverse, like somebody that, may have been more dependent on them and that person loving on them and shit like that. So whether they were with somebody because they were insecure or maybe they were codependent on each other in some way. In different ways. You know what I'm saying? But somebody could be going through a financial loss behind this person. They pentacles could have got, and their energy could be, being depleted. You know what I'm saying? Because they in some type of low vibrational atmosphere, cycle with somebody now, or they, in that low vibrational mindset with this energy that they around, this environment that they in, this mindset they have. It's something that needs to pick up, and they need to do it fast. They need to do it fast because you got the Five of Pentacles and the Strength in reverse and the Moon in reverse. So something is being revealed. It's, they're gaining some truth. They're getting some clarity about what it is that they confused their damn self on, or who was making something confusing for them. But it was keeping them around. That's why they were doing it. Thursday could be significant. Relocate with me away from all this. Yeah. What's this Magician about? Yeah. You got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And this is somebody that want to let go of whatever it was that was making them, so stubborn, or making them inflexible to change. You know what I'm saying? Like if this was somebody that, had a way of doing something, or they held back, or they, was saving money or something like that, like they could be, now ready to just come towards you, you know what I'm saying, for something, to pick back up. Because I feel like at one time somebody may have, went through a loss, and it could have hit them in a pocket, you know what I'm saying, because they were with somebody, this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, that possibly was somebody that was just saying what they needed to say, being who they were, to get what they could out this person, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa, whatever they can get out of each other. But I feel like, now somebody is looking at the fact that they, you know what I'm saying, know to match the boundaries and the standards that you have. They gonna have to raise their vibration, but that comes with a better decision making and taking accountability for where they at right now. Because I feel like now they want to release that stubbornness, for one, and not try to control the outcome of like just taking this leap of faith and see where it go, instead of trying to use some type of unorthodox or some type of past behavior as a way to like try to see where it's gonna get them. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like at one time this person was afraid of change, and they were afraid of like doing something different than they used to. And if they used to getting the people they get with, or being able to handle the people that they were with in the past, and however it turned out, you wasn't one of them people. This is not one of them times. This ain't one of them jobs. This ain't that. And they found that out, way later than they should have. But they finding it out with the Moon in reverse. You got the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck now with the Emperor. So like now, someone is possibly like looking at how, the authorities may have to get involved with, with a situation because of them, standing in their power. You know what I'm saying? They may have to, they may have to get some authorities involved. But I feel like this is somebody seeing, something differently now, when it comes to them getting some type of help, or, possibly a mentor or something like that, that's like trying to give them, a better way to navigate, in this situation or in their situation. Like whatever's going on with them, they talking to somebody. Whoever this Emperor is, could be a father, their dad, or something like that. But they talking to somebody, with hopes of them like getting a better direction of like what direction to go in. Like they looking for guidance. They getting some guidance from somebody. And it could be an elder or something like that. What's the overall outcome in this situation? You got the Ten of Wands in reverse. So somebody's looking, to release themselves from things that don't serve their higher good, like that don't, add value, you know what I'm saying, to their life. Because I feel like somebody may have at one time, allowed too many things to be on them, or putting themselves in situations, or, getting involved in things that were more draining than fulfilling. And it was nothing for them. It's like, what do you make the time for you or anybody else? If this was somebody that was dealing with, if you were dealing with somebody, that had so much going on that sometimes they can't return a call, or they don't text back in a timely fashion, or they somebody that just wanted you to understand they got a lot going on. They never said exactly what it was or laid it out for you or something like that. But it's one of them things now they realizing they got to start eliminating things from their life that don't serve their higher purpose. Like whatever the goal is, if there's things that's going on in your life, or there's people that you're dealing with that is getting in the way or hindering you from getting there, like you're going to have to, set some boundaries and release yourself from things that, are not concerning you. You know what I'm saying? That you can't control. And I feel like they may have thought sticking around and trying to keep the peace was going to, help things, to smooth out or balance out, but it doesn't. Especially if they worried about somebody else's responsibilities that it's not about them. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody's saying, listen, I'm gonna need you to, do this. You've been paying the cable bill all this time. You've been paying the internet bill all this time. You're gonna keep paying that even though you moving on and this and that. It's like that. It's like somebody wanting to, if somebody was sticking around or, kept including themselves or making themselves responsible for somebody else's situations. You know what I'm saying? Or however they were helping or however they were applying themselves in these people's lives and in these situations, being a listening ear, getting involved, they needed to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? This person go end up where they're going to end up with or without you. It's like that, child. But you got the 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the Knight of Wands in the Tower. And the Queen of Cups. And this person could feel like, they stuck in a situation or they blocked, you know what I'm saying? Like they could feel like, their hands is tied, but it's just negative thoughts. And they could be releasing themselves from, what possibly could happen or be said or, how the outcome might be, even with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like somebody, letting go of like whatever that don't serve their higher self. But with the 8 of Swords, this is like somebody having a lot of negative thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe some conversations going on that may have them, or something being said that may have felt like they stuck or they trapped in a situation, you know what I'm saying? So you have to give something some time. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like somebody walking away from somebody that, they may have spent way too much time with and invested way too much into this person that really didn't love them. And they may have, thought that they were going to get somewhere with this person, but this is somebody that was not, genuine about how they applied themselves. You know what I'm saying? So they may have been given to somebody that was not reciprocating. So when it come to them coming back around to you, like this person is, coming, they coming out of some shit. You know what I'm saying? And for some of you, if it's a new person, this is like something that, give something some time, just outside of this lie about loving you, like, and even if it does apply, don't make it fit if it don't. But I'm just saying the part about the give it some time. If it's a new person, it's, them going through something that they may have told you about, talked about, or they may eventually do that. But it's about them getting to the point of, giving you somebody, that is sure of you, is as sure of you as you would be of them. But you being sure of them is not going to help heal them. You know what I'm saying? They got to do their own work. So that's what somebody's doing and going through right now. But they may want to relocate with you, to get away from all that. You know what I'm saying? Like they may not even want to live in the same area, same state. If you live a distance from this person, or if you live, in the same state, just in a different area. Like they may want to, just separate themselves from anybody that they may run into and the issues that, may have come with, whoever they were with, because it may have been family in that area for that person or your person, but they want to relocate. You know what I'm saying? They possibly gonna want you to relocate with them, to get away from anything that may hinder them moving forward with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody don't want a reminder of something that was an issue, for them and that they walking away from, like they don't want to be opening up, you know what I'm saying, new wounds, with old, with people from the past. It's like that. But I'm going to end it here, collective. You guys, make sure you do something nice for someone today, even if you don't know them. This is Divine Eye Mystic Tarot. Until next time, you guys, Those of you that genuinely love me know that I love you too. Mwah. Bye.